Today I will showcase the best CS2 weapon tier list you have ever seen. Actually, it sucks. And I promise you, I will offend you with one of these rankings. I will rank them from trash to GOAT tier. For our one and only, the worst weapon in the game, we have the M249. So why is this gun so bad, you might be asking? It's the most expensive gun in the game at $5,200, while it also has the worst spray. I mean, are you seeing this? Oh yeah, and the second slowest movement speed. But it has a few redeeming qualities. It can one-tap opponents at close range, and the second redeeming quality is... For our second worst weapon we got the revolver. Do I even have to explain why this gun sucks? Like seriously? It's the only gun that doesn't shoot instantly. So in other words, you're dead before you even get to shoot. But there is this one trick you can use. By spam left clicking the revolver you can shoot a bit faster. And that's why this gun is not the worst in the game and second worst. But it still freaking sucks. Now we are out of the trash tier and into the please don't tier, where we got the sword off. You might ask what is the point of this weapon, and I will answer... This is a worse Nova on T-side for $200 more. Now we have the PB Bison. This is the only weapon in the game that heals opponents. The price is good for only $1,400, and being an SMG it has a very good kill reward. But I sadly can't show the kill reward because it heals opponents. But I do rate this weapon for being memeable. High fire rate, 64 bullets is very good for trolling. Now we are at the D tier where we have the Negev. Listen, it's not great, but it's fun. Especially on Banana Inferno shooting through smokes. The price is good at $1,700. The movement speed is terrible, and zero accuracy for the first 10 bullets really kills this weapon. The T auto sniper is fun for trolling. It actually has some real use cases, for example on Dust 2. Yeah, no. But you can't do this wallbang on Ancient, sadly though I never done it. Do you guys remember the good old days when the UMP was good? Well, me neither, cause this weapon is terrible. Biggest problem with this weapon is there's no reason to buy it over the MP9. Unless you are $50 short, which in that case I will just call a skill issue. Now we are at the first real usable weapon, where we will start with the Faceit. CC? Faceit. You might say the CC is not bad, but can you give me a single reason to buy this instead of the 5.7? But at least pistols are good with the AWP, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, the CZ is useless. Next up is the P90. Yeah, sadly the Rush B Sukablet weapon is down here. The $2,400 price tag makes this useless. Like you need 4 kills to pay this back. I can't even get 1 kill with this. And the Mac 10 is literally under half the price. There's no reason to buy this other than trolling. Next is your rank. I mean my rank. The Nova got a few things cooking for it, like the price and a $900 kill reward. It one-shots and you can run and gun, but at the end of the day it is just a shotgun, and shotguns just aren't great. Do you guys remember the Krieg meta? I miss those days. Compared to the AK-47, you pay $300 more for a scope and 10% less fire rate. Yeah, 10% doesn't sound that much, but if you've ever used the Krieg, you know it's way more than 10%. Also, the scope is pointless. And for some reason I can't spray with this weapon, but I think that's just a skill issue. The Swag 7 is the second best shotgun in the game. I can't actually explain why, it just feels 10 times better than the Nova. The best part about this weapon is jump shotting on Inferno Banana. Like seriously, why is this in the game? The CT auto sniper is actually usable, unlike the T side. I will never forget when Luminosity pulled the auto sniper out in the semi-final of a major and it actually worked. And it's just me, I feel like the CT auto sniper is way better than the T auto sniper. For our last C tier we got our very first rifle, the FAMAS. And holy Jesus, I hate this fucking weapon. It's literally so bad. It's good for nothing and it costs $2,000. I recommend you buy an MP9 instead. But what if I have to play long range like Meta on Mirage? Well, all the 4. We are at the B tier where we will start with the P2000. Yay. Did you forget this gun existed? Because I did. This is just a bad version of the USP. Yeah, don't use this. Anyway, on to a more interesting weapon. The MP5. When is the last time you saw someone buy an MP5? Never? Well, it's decent. But a common theme all SMGs have is why would you buy this instead of the MP9 or the Mac 10? But I guess the silencer is cool, right? Right? The Scout is one of those weapons. If you're good, it's very great. If you're more like me, yeah, you don't hit. You don't hit. The only reason this weapon is viable is a little map called Dust 2. If not for that, it would be in the C tier, but because of Dust 2, it's in the B tier. The MP7 is a better FAMAS but in SMG form, so you get the $600 kill reward. The biggest problem with this weapon is the price. At $1,700 it's too expensive. If it costed like $1,200 it would actually be an S tier weapon, but in this current state it will be in the top of B tier. The last B tier is the P250. The best use case for this weapon is T-pistol rounds. Armor P250 is very dangerous. It's also decent for an AVP sidearm, but you should just buy a Tech 9 or 5.7 instead. Unless you're real tight on money, but we are talking real tight. We are finally at the A tier, where we will start with the default Glock. There's not much to say about the Glock, other than rushing is pretty good with it in the pistols, but don't full eco with this, please buy something. Glock against hit armor opponents is a nightmare. Yes, we got a shotgun in A tier. I know, I can't believe it. But the auto shotgun in CS2 is so much better than in CSGO. Like, it would be B or C tier, but in CS2 it's A tier. The kill reward nerf didn't really nerf the weapon, and I personally think this weapon should be banned on Inferno, for my own sanity. Yes, the duelist is this high. CS2 really buffed this weapon a lot. On CT pistols, this is the best gun in the game, especially on Nuke. On Eco, rushing lobby with a pair of duelists can easily get you a Galil or an AK. Every time I see this gun in pro play, it always gets a 3k. It might actually need a nerf, but I think it's barely balanced. For our last A tier we got the AUG, and yes, I am ranking this weapon so high. Unlike the Creek, this actually doesn't shoot slower than the M4. And it can even one-shot hit armored opponent. Well, the scope is useless, but that doesn't really matter. The $300 extra is the only reason this ain't S tier, but you can't go wrong with this one. For our first S tier we got the Mag-10. The best thing about this weapon is the price, at only $1,050. Man, that's almost pistol pricing. It has one of the best fire rates and movement accuracy in the game. This is such a great weapon for rushing. You should buy this weapon more often. Next up is the USP. This is the best starting pistol by far. Just to prove it, when is the last time you saw 5 Ts kill a CT without any of them picking it up? Never. The USP is great for longer ranges, even at spamming close ranges. It is also the only starting pistol where I can recommend a full eco with just a USP. Next is the 5.7. This one-shots hit armored opponents. It shoots very fast, and what's that? Only for $500! Man, why wouldn't you force buy with this gun? There's literally no reason not to force buy. Next is Seedeagle. Well, I'm gonna be honest, in CSGO this weapon would be top 4, but the CS2 meta has made this way worse because ain't nobody standing still. But it's still extremely good. There is no other pistol that can one-tap on long ranges. It's amazing for semi-eco and forcing. Well, there's not much to say about the Deagle, you all know it very well. It's the most popular weapon in Counter-Strike history for a good reason. The MP9 is the 7th best gun in my opinion in the game. The price is amazing, it has extremely high fire rate, the damage is good, and you get a $600 kill reward. Yes, it ain't great at longer ranges, but it's an SMG, what do you expect? Other than that scenario, this gun is amazing at everything. For the 6th best gun in the game, we have the M4A4. Now, before you ask how the Galil is above the M4A4, the simple reason is the A1 is just better at everything than the A4. There isn't much to say. It has 10 more bullets than the M1, but worse spray, no silencer, and $100 more. This makes it way worse. For our top 5 we are starting with the Galil. Why is this gun so high, you might ask? Well, imagine the AK-47. Did a little less damage, had worse spray, with 5 more bullets, and oh yeah, it's $900 cheaper. The price for this weapon is out of this world, like bro, $1,800. If you lose the pistol and you buy Galil armor, you have a better buy than all the CTs. Except for that one weirdo who bought M4 no Kevlar for some reason. At the number 4 spot we have the Tech 9. Yeah, so if T weapons weren't good enough with the AK and the Galil, we also have the Tech 9. It does everything the 5.7 does, but it shoots faster, better movement accuracy, and running gun one-tapping on T side is way better than CT. This gun seriously needs a nerf. I've played Tech 9 only and literally top fragged the server. Like brother, this is a pistol, it shouldn't be better than the Mag-10, but it is. At bronze we have the M4A1. Well, what can I say about this weapon? It has always been a top 3 weapon in the game. The only thing I can say about this weapon, it has the best spray in the game, even better than the AK-47. But the $200 extra price and no one-tapping is the reason for the first place. Is this a surprise? The AWP isn't first place? Well, in CSGO it would be, but peeking in CS2 is way better, and you're supposed to hold angles with an AWP. Well, unless you're Monacy. Also, T-side AWPing on some maps aren't great, that's why it's second place. Now for our number uno, the Zeus. This is an extremely powerful weapon, capable of one-shotting enemies. The AK-47 is the best weapon in Counter-Strike, you all know it very well. The only thing I will say, this is the first year in Counter-Strike history since 2017 a rifler was the best player in the world. Monacy is better. If you enjoyed this kind of video, I have made a ranking all maps tier list that you can watch by clicking on the screen. Goodbye.